At some point in the early 1990s, this Hillman Hunter was parked on a farm, and shortly afterwards, its owner left the country. Not for a holiday, not for a year. He moved to the other side of the world. The car didn't go with him. Years passed, the hedge grew, the road disappeared, and slowly the Hillman Hunter vanished from sight. Then one day, he came back, and against all logic, the car was still there.
And when I moved out to New Zealand, I left it under a hedge at a farm. And I came back from New Zealand about 24 years later. And one day I was walking past and I thought, I wonder if that's still there.
This isn't about a rare sports car. It's about an ordinary car that refused to disappear. And what happened next is something that hunters were not meant to be.
There wasn't a lot of it left, to be fair. The tin worm had a good go. But we managed to find quite a few parts and bits and pieces, and I still had the original V5.
No preservation plan, no storage bubble, just survival. For over 2 decades. Most people would restore a car like this back to factory condition, but Dave had a different idea. Instead of returning it to showroom spec, he then turned it into a rally car.
Well, I've got a racing manager, which is my wife. So we have a deal that one race car in, one race car out.
Yeah, that's the rule.
So it is the rule. So at the moment, I've got this one that we race, and mainly we race it in France.
Wow, fantastic.
So we take it to a place called Anglia, which is near Bordeaux.
The car that once disappeared beneath the hedge was now throwing itself sideways through forest stages. They were dependable family vehicles. But here's the thing. One of them once won one of the toughest endurance rallies in the world. But we'll come back to that later.
Is there anything standard apart from the look of the car?
It is fully standard. So it's an FIA certified car. So we don't have anything, no turbos or anything fancy like that. So it's just as it was from the factory, but built to a tighter specification.
Talk us through the inside, would you? What you've got going on in there?
So we've taken all the interior out. We've got just the one racing seat with proper seat belts, proper fire extinguisher system. It's the original gearbox, the original engine from the car, the original axles from the car.
Wow.
So the battery normally would be in the front, in the engine bay. We've moved it all the way back here with all the wiring on the inside, so it doesn't get caught on anything. And we've doubled, in fact probably tripled the size of the fuel tank. Because these are that fast, so if we do a 6-hour race, the less times we can stop for petrol, the more time we're on the track, the better positions we would end up in. So we've got twin fuel pumps and twin fuel filters, and a breather pipe and an anti-rollover valve. So if we do happen to have a bit of a problem, then the fuel doesn't come running out.
So you were talking about weight. So of course, what you took out in kind of upholstery, have you replaced with the size of the fuel?
So this car weighs about 1 and a bit tons. Well, let's say 1,100 kilos, something like that. Originally, when it came out of the factory, it probably would have been about 1,300 kilos. So we've saved a little bit. But the reality of that is, it's because it was never overpowered. Any little bit of weight we can take out is brilliant.
Okay, now this colour, I'm loving the white and the colour. What is this colour called?
This colour is called turquoise.
Right.
This is the original factory colour of the car.
So it was this when you went back in the hedge, it was this colour?
It was this, well, it was mainly rust colour, but yes, it was originally it was this colour. Yes. And I've got a very good friend of mine who's a very good panel beater to repaint it this colour after we welded every little bit of corner back onto it that we could.
Okay, brilliant.
So it's pretty original as a car goes,
I'm just mesmerised by the fact that you went abroad for 24 years and she was still there waiting for you. And came out. Did you intend for that?
It was a spur of the moment thing. I just thought, I wonder if, and yes, there it was. And we were looking for something to go racing in. At that time we were racing MGs. And I thought, I wonder if I could find this and put this back onto the racetrack.
Was she talking to you when you recovered her? Was she a bit sulky?
To say, yes, she wasn't best pleased. Yeah, she wasn't best pleased. And to be honest, it fought us all the way.
Brilliant.
Finding the parts was the hard part. If it was an Escort, you can go anywhere and buy a million parts for it. But this, you can't. Earlier,
I mentioned that a Hunter had once won one of the toughest rallies on earth. In 1968, a Hillman Hunter won the London-Sydney Marathon.
A guy called Andrew Cowan, who went on to form Rally Art, which was a big sort of rally company in the UK. He won the London to Sydney in one of these.
Wow.
Wow.
So it was homologated back in the day, in the early 70s. So this one is built to that specification.
Over 10,000 miles of punishment across continents. It wasn't glamorous, it was relentless. That victory proved something important. The Hunter was tougher than people thought. Routes fell under Chrysler control. New models arrived and the Hunter quietly disappeared from UK showrooms. But here's the extraordinary part. It didn't disappear everywhere. Incredibly, the Hunter found a second life. Not in Europe, not in America, but in Iran. Under the name Paykan. It was produced for decades, becoming one of the most recognisable cars in the country. A British family saloon reborn on the other side of the world. Maybe that's fitting, because this Hunter also had a second life. Left behind, almost swallowed by time, then rediscovered. And instead of being preserved as a museum piece, it was given purpose. This isn't a car that was saved because it was valuable. It's a car that was saved because it meant something. And instead of quietly fading away into memory, it came back stronger. From farm hedge to rally stage, the Hillman Hunter that refused to disappear. What do you think of the Hillman Hunter? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, to share, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode of Classic Car Stories. But don't park the car just yet. Make sure you drive straight into the next episode, because every classic has a story to tell.